welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye. This is Rye's Reading Corner, and today we are doing a massive unhaul. Again, hello, I'm Rye. This is Rye's Reading Corner. The first time you see my face, if you not hit the subscribe button, please do so. It's super easy. It really helps my channel grow. As you can tell by my thumbnail and this massive pile of books in front of me and in back of me, today we are doing a pretty big unhaul. So this is why we're kind of at a different angle, because I need somewhere to put all of these books, and they've kind of been stacked up on the side of my bedroom. So we're just gonna do it from this angle. I have so many books, I don't know an actual count of them. I will do a count at the end. I'll put it in at the last book, but I went through my bookshelves and really wanted to prioritize which books I'm having on my shelf. I have tons and tons of books, and I'm gonna run out of room eventually. So I really went through my books and saw, what do I really feel like I'm gonna read? What am I not gonna read? What have I been holding on to that maybe I didn't love? So this is what we have come up with. So as a disclaimer, and I shouldn't have to do this, but I know I probably should, I'm not unhauling these books necessarily because they are bad books. I'm unhauling these for, like I said before, some of them I just haven't read, I'm not interested in, or didn't work for me. So please don't come at me if I'm unhauling one of your favorite books. It's nothing against the book. So I'm not going to go into synopsis of really what these books are about, because honestly, some of them I have not even read, and these will be listed on my Pango books. I will probably post them before this video comes out because I need to get these out of my bedroom. But all right, let's go to the big unhaul. All right, the first book is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kristen White. I got this book from a used bookstore, but I read another book of Kristen White's. I didn't like it very much, so I'm just going to get rid of this one as well. The next one is The Adventures of Amina Al-Safari. I was really bummed at this book. This was one of the Late Night Cruise unofficial official book club, and it was book of the month. However, I had a feeling I might not like this because it takes place on the sea, and I'm not a fan of books that take place at the sea, so I had a feeling this book wasn't going to be for me, and I was right. The next one is Perfect on Paper by Sofia Gonzalez. I don't know, I've never read this book. I was interested when I read it. I'm not really reading a YA anymore. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna get rid of it because I just don't foresee myself reading it anytime soon. And the same goes with Never Kiss Your Roommate by Feline Harms. Again, a book that I got, really was interested when I hauled it. However, I've just really have moved out of my YA era, especially for authors that I haven't read before. So we're gonna get rid of this one. The next one is Kiss of Broken Glass by Madeline Kerdrick. I don't even know where I got this from. I don't know anything about it. So we're just gonna unhaul it. The next one is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Elizabeth Acevedo. However, I prefer reading her books via audio because they're absolutely amazing. And I really like this one, but it's not my favorite by her. I still have kept another book by her that I absolutely love. So I am going to unhaul this one. The next one is A Good Day for Chardonnay. And I don't know why I picked this one up. It was at a library book sale. I do not like the books that have the plastic thing film on it. So we're just going to get rid of it because I'm never going to read it. The next two are middle grade books. And I read Frost Heart by Jamie Littler. I read this for, I want to say it was for a readathon, and I liked it but didn't love it, and I have the second one. I haven't picked it up yet, so I'm just gonna unhaul this one. And then The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James by Ashley Herring Blake. I really love Ashley Herring Blake, so I know I'd love this one. However, I couldn't tell you really the last time I read middle grade, and I still have middle grade series that I need to finish, and I really don't read middle grade really anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of this one because I haven't read it yet. The next two, and there is the other one somewhere in here, is the Laini Taylor, The Dreams of Gods and Monsters, and Smoke and Bone. This is the trilogy. I got these at a used bookstore, and I know people always want the out of stock different covers. However, I don't like these covers. I don't know why I bought them because I didn't like the covers in the first place. So we're just gonna unhaul these, and if I do want to read them in the future, I would rather get the newer covers that we have of these ones. The next one is The Siren Queen by Naivo, and this is a book of the month pick that I picked. I heard kind of mixed things about it. Honestly, I've even forgot I had it. So to me, that's a sign that I need to get rid of it. The next one, don't come at me. I know people absolutely love this book. However, I just don't think it'd be a book for me. I got it for book of the month at the end of the year because I had all the other books that I had to choose from. And this is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I just don't think this is a book for me. I know it has to do something with like gaming, and it has to do with them coming together, I believe, in a hospital or something like that. I don't know. I think this book sounds absolutely fabulous, and I feel like my mom might like this, so I might put this aside for her. It's not a me book, and I'd rather give it to someone else or have someone else read it that would really appreciate it. The next one is another Elizabeth Acevedo, and this is With the Fire on High. This book I've had since the beginning of my booktube channel, which is about 3 years from now. This is from Michelle when Michelle reads YA. I still literally have the gift note in here. We were supposed to buddy read it. I just haven't read this, and I've had it for a long time. I keep holding on to it because it's absolutely stunning, but I'm just not going to read it, so I'm going to get rid of it. The next one is a book I read. It was called Eventide by Sarah Goodman. It's a YA historical fiction. I really enjoyed this, but I honestly can't tell you much else about it, so I think it's time that I get rid of it. The next one is The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. I tried this one. I believe I tried it via audio, and it just was very straight. It just isn't a book for me. I haven't honestly read a T. Kingfisher book that I really loved. I just think the author is not someone that I vibe with, so I'm gonna unhaul this one. And the next one is Frederick Bachman, The Anxious People. I've been holding on to this for quite some time. I keep telling myself that I'm gonna read it, and I don't. So I think it's time that I get rid of it, and hopefully someone else will enjoy it more than I would. The camera angle might have switched. I apologize. I had to pause from filming for a minute. All right, the next are middle pile. I had to restack these ones. The first one is Only on the Weekends by Dean Atta. This was the author that wrote back The Black Flamingo, which I absolutely loved. I wanted this came out last year, and I didn't hear anybody talk about it. It's again in free verse. It was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Just it wasn't one of my favorites, and I'm not going to read it again. It's not a book that I think about all the time, so it's time for me to get rid of this one. The next one is The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. This is historical fiction YA. I don't remember why I bought this, so we're going to unhaul it. The next one is And They Lived by Stephen Salvatore. This one hurts to get rid of. I have another one in here that is the same kind of situation. This is a YA book I got at my Barnes & Noble, and it is autographed, and it says Find Your Adventure, and it was like a special thing they had at my personal Barnes & Noble. They had a bunch of them for sale. Someone I believe that worked there knew the author, something along those lines. However, I've had this for quite some time, and I'm just not going to get to it, and I would really love someone who loves this book, who would love an autographed copy, get a hold of this one. The next one is And by Any Other Name by Lauren something. I don't even remember buying this. It just doesn't seem really interesting to me. Unfortunately, I've kind of been straying away from rom-coms. I'm much more into indie, and I've been for some time. So I feel like I don't want to hold on to rom-coms that I'm never going to read, because that's not really where my love of romance is. So the next one is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I really enjoyed this one. It is a hard-hitting YA contemporary. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a YA person anymore, and so I feel like I need to stock my shelves with the books that represent me more now currently. The next one is One Year Maybe by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I first got this book when I read one of my first Rachel Lynn Solomons. I believe it was either tonight, I think it was Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, and I just have not picked it up, and I've never really had an inclination to, so I'm gonna get rid of it. The next one is Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashardost. I don't know if I said that right. This is I believe it's queer romance, fantasy romance. I've had this for quite some time. The cover is absolutely stunning. Again, it's one that I've kept putting on TBR, just haven't read. The next one, I really don't know why I purchased it to begin with. It was definitely a FOMO moment, but it's Malice by John Gwen. I am never gonna read this book. It takes up so much room on my bookshelf, so someone else, good luck with this one. You could read it. The next one is a duology I'm gonna unhaul, and this is Children of Blood and Bone. I read this one, I wanna say probably almost 2 years ago. I really enjoyed it. However, I don't think it's like a favorite of mine, and I had the duology of it, and I never just picked it up. So I think that's a sign that it's time to get rid of it. The next one is The Escape from Aurora by James Littler. This is another middle grade one, kind of talked about before. I picked this up, I didn't talk about Frostheart. I'm not going to read it. I haven't been inclined to read it, and I didn't love the first one. And this is really awkward, but we're going to keep the books just right here. The next one is a book that I was sent, and it is PC Cast Earth Called Tales from a New World, book 4. I've never read this series, so we're going to unhaul it. And then the next one, too, is Puddin' and Dumplin'. So there was a reason I bought these two, was because I have the third one in a first edition signed that I got at a local bookstore when I was on vacation. However, I've never read any 3 of these. I don't really have any desire to read them. I've only been keeping hold of them because that book is beautiful, but it's not a good reason why to keep it anymore. So I'm gonna unhaul both of these. Can you even see me over here? And then the next I'm gonna unhaul is the On Mystic Lake by Kristen Hanna. So I bought this off, we're gonna have a tumble here. I bought this off Pango Books, and I didn't realize it was a library edition. It's kind of cool. It actually comes from the New York Public Library. No. I don't like library editions of books, so we're not going to keep this one. So I'm going to restock this one, stop this one from falling, and we're going to continue on with unhaul. All right, we had to change out some piles. That's how many books I have. All right, the next one is, again, the trilogy I was talking about earlier. I already talked to us about one by Lady Taylor. The next one is The Summoning by J.P. Smith. This was a book that I got in a book box, I think when I was Unplugged Book Box rep, and I just have not been desired to read it. I'm not going to keep it. The next 2 were, I don't even know, I didn't buy these. I think my husband gave them to me, and I'm not going to read it. Like little mass paperbacks of Christmas books. I'm not going to read them. The next one is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I've had this for, oh my gosh, a couple years now. I've tried reading it, and it just doesn't work for me, so unhaul this one. The next one hurts to unhaul because it's an indie romance, and like I said, I love indie romances. I read it for Steph's Literature Book Club, and I wasn't working for me. I think part of it is I'm not a F1 lover, and this is Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is literally brand new copy because I ended up reading it via audio, I think I did. So I maybe read the first couple pages out of this, so it's like brand new copy. A lot of these books are in perfect shape. The next one is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I read one book by Beth O'Leary and I really liked it, The Flat Share, and I've bought books from her since then. I just have no interest of ever picking them up, so we're gonna unhaul it. The next one is YA, It's Not My Problem by Sierra Smith. I really liked the Falling in Love montage, which is why I picked this one up. But then, like I said, if I haven't read YA by now, I'm not gonna read it, so we're gonna unhaul it. The next one is the one that really hurts to unhaul too, and this is Pumpkin by Julie Murphy. Like I said, this is a first edition sign, and you can see it has Julie Murphy's signature right here. So it really hurts to unhaul this one, but I want to give it to someone that would really truly love it and read it. The next one is Book Boyfriend by Chris Ripper. I've not read this one. I don't know anything about this. I got it because it's queer, and yeah, we're gonna unhaul it. The next one, sorry I'm going really fast. There's just so many books in here to unhaul. The next one is Like a Love Story. This was a book I got from my local used bookstore. I heard quite a few things about this when I first originally bought it, but like I said, it's YA, not gonna read it, but I really do love this cover. The next one is part of a middle grade series, and it is Nevermore and Wondersmith. I read this one probably more towards when I started BookTube. I never continue on in the series. I would honestly have to probably reread this book before I get to this one, and I'm just not reading middle grade that much anymore, so we're not unhaul these ones. The next one is another middle grade by Ashley Herring Blake, and it's Hazel Bly and the Deep Blue Sea. Like I said, absolutely love Ashley Herring Blake. Even her middle grade have all been 5 stars for me, but I'm just not going to get to this, so we're going to unhaul it. The next one is Burn Your Bodies Down by Rory Power. I have put this one on TBRs. I've put this one on like These Books Will Self-Destruct. I read one book by Rory Powers, didn't like it. I wanted to give this one a try, but I'm just not going to, so I'm going to unhaul it. This one is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This is a YA thriller. Michelle from Michelle's Library read this, didn't love it. She said she didn't think I would love it either. It's nothing special, so we're gonna get rid of it. I have a lot more better thrillers that I'm interested in, so time to get rid of it. The next one I just bought randomly, or I got for free from the library, and the cover looks crazy to me, but I don't know why I got it, but I'm not gonna read it. It's called To Catch a Vampire, and look at this cover. It's crazy. I don't even know what it's about. The next one is one of those other books I was talking about that is signed by Stephen Salvatore, and this one in here says With Love and Pride. I'm so sad. I've never even opened these books up, so I hope someone enjoys this one. And the next one is Slay by Brittany Morris. I really did like this book. However, it's not a favorite of mine, and I'm only keeping my YAs that are my favorite or ones that I'm still interested in from previous authors that I've read. So this one is gonna go. This video has been hard work, so I have to keep moving books out. Thankfully, Grayson is literally behind the camera, pausing and going. He wins an award for this one. All right, the next one is Fixer Up by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey has just been an author that I don't love. I've honestly only read one book that I truly loved, and I will be keeping that one. However, had this on a TBR. I had no inclination of picking it up, so I'm gonna get rid of it. The next one is Arrow to the Moon. This was in a book box. I've been holding on to it because I love the color of the sprayed edges. However, I'm not gonna read it, so we're gonna get rid of it. The next one is Dress Codes for Small Town. I got this, I want to say, in a blind book with a date, and it's YA. Not gonna read it. The next one is Hotel Corner of Bitter and Sweet. This is I want to say this is historical fiction. I've heard really good things about it. However, the condition that I got it from the Free Library is not the best, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then if I want to read it again, I'll pick it up. The next one is The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. This I got from an Unplugged book box. I am interested in this one, but I've had it for quite some time. Historical fiction, I'm really picky about, and I just don't know if I'm going to pick this up anytime soon. I've already had it for a while, so it's going to get rid of it. The next one is Karen Slaughter, Pretty Girls. I have been interested in this one, but I just think that the stuff that's talked about in here is things that I'm not going to really enjoy reading about, so I think it's time to get rid of it. I've been holding on to this one for a really long time. The next one is a Christmas one. It's 8 Perfect Hours. This just seems super YA. I don't know why I bought it. And even the font and like the typing looks super young YA, so I'm going to get rid of this one. The next one is Starfish by Akimi Dawn Bowman. I've been wanting to get this one. I'd wanted to read it for so long, and then I saw it on somewhere, maybe Pango, and I bought it, and then I went out of my YA reading. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. The next one is You've Reached Sam, and this is, I've heard, a super hard-hitting YA, and I know this one is going to make me cry, and I'm not in the mood for this one. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I literally still have the receipt in this book. It's completely brand new. Please do not judge me. The next one is Episode episode 13. This was a DNF that I tried. I read it for a book club, and it wasn't for me. I think what a lot of people are saying, it is best to read it via audio because it is all the multimedia. So I would like to try this again. I would like to read it via audio. The next one is another book that I did read, but I didn't love, and this is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. It just was average for me. It was okay. I have so many book of the month books on my book of the month shelf that I don't have room to keep books that are just okay, that are good. So I am going to get rid of this one and make room for some of my more 4 and 5 star book of the month books. The next one is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I did read this one because I really did like the first one, this sequel. It happened one summer. However, this one was just okay for me. I literally started tabbing it really much in the beginning, and then towards the end I kind of fell off because I just wasn't interested anymore. I believe I did give this one 3 stars, but again, not enough to keep it on my shelves. The next 4 are books that from the same author that I actually didn't read, but I've been collecting, and again, I just don't foresee myself ever reading them. And it's Jennifer Dugan, Veronica Comics, So Some Girl Do, Melt With You, which is one of her newest YA ones, and then Hot Dog Girl. I'm just not interested in these. I know she is in an adult romance, and I would be much more inclined to pick that up and read that one. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to get rid of these ones. One of these is from a used bookstore. I think maybe all of them, I don't know. But some of them are bought from Barnes & Noble. The next one is The Chain by Adrienne McKinney. This is a trope that I don't like to read about in books. That's why we're getting rid of this one. Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson. I really liked her debut novel. This one I heard a lot of mixed things about, and I don't enjoy reading books that take place or have anything to do with music. I don't know why. I love music. I've had this now for a while. I'm not going to pick it up. The next one is These Violence Delights by Chloe Gong. This is again one that I've had for quite some time. It's a YA fantasy retelling, and it just doesn't interest me, so I think it's time I get rid of this one. All right, we are getting close to the end. The next one is a trilogy that I just tried reading. I recently just DNF'd the first one. There's nothing wrong with this book. The writing was fantastic. It's just not a rye book, and that's the Book of the Ancestry trilogy. So we have Red Queen, Holy Sister, and Grey Sister. I got these as a gift, so I feel really bad in hauling them. However, I know I'm just not going to read them, so I hope someone else can enjoy them. The next one is Ghost Squad. This is another middle grade book. Again, you know my reasoning. I haven't read it, so I hope someone else would. I might save some of these middle grade books to give to people that I know that has younger kids, or maybe keep for Grayson when he gets a little bit older. The next one is Root Magic by Eden Rice. I heard really good things about this one. I got it from a used bookstore. It's literally in perfect shape. But I can't tell you the last time I read a middle grade book. The next one is T. Kingfisher's The Twisted Ones. Like I said before, I don't think T. Kingfisher is the writer for me, so I am going to get rid of this one. The next one is The Extraordinaires by T.J. Klune. I do like T.J. Klune's writing, however, I don't like reading about superheroes. It's not really my thing, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one. The next one is Red Rising and Golden Sun. I did like Red Rising. I've had it for quite some time, but I would have to reread it before I moved on to Golden Sun, and I just don't have any desire to reread this one, so I think I'm going to get rid of it. The next one is Cassandra Clare's City of Bones. I read this book. I definitely joined the Cassandra Clare boat, I think, too late. It was fine. It was a YA fantasy novel. There's just other fantasy novels that I adore better, and I never decided to continue on with the series, so I am going to unhaul this one. This one hurts to unhaul. It's The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. The Wedding Crashers is one of my favorite books of all time by her, one of my favorite rom-coms. However, this one fell kind of flat for me. I only gave it 3 stars, and that was kind of... it was a low 3 stars. I read this again for Steph's Literature Book Club, so I am going to unhaul it because I don't have room on my shelves for just average books. The next one is by the same author. It's 10 Blind Dates and 10 Truths and a Dare. I read this one. I really enjoyed it. I bought this one afterwards. I just haven't picked it up yet, and I don't think I will, but this is a really cute YA holiday romance I really enjoyed. The next one, again, this one I had bought book number 2 in the Shadowhunters novels, or the Mortal Instruments. I don't even know what they are, but I decided not to continue the series. But before, I bought this beautiful special edition off of Pango Books, and before I even read the first one, so I was like, oh my gosh, it was a great deal. This is the 10th anniversary edition, end papers, and then look at this art. I had to buy it, and I didn't end up liking the book. So I'm going to unhaul it. Hopefully someone else will really enjoy this one. The next one is I'm Dreaming of a Wyatt Christmas. This is by Tiffany Schmidt. This is a YA holiday romance. It just seems really young YA, so I'm not interested in reading it. Alright, we are on to my last pile. I am running out of stamina here, but here we go. Next one, The Switch by Beth O'Leary. Kind of already talked about Beth O'Leary before. I'm not interested in reading her books anymore, and I heard this is not super romancy anyway, so. The next one is The Books of Accidents by Chuck Wedding. Lexi told me she didn't think I'd like this book, and I trust Lexi's judgment, so we're going to get rid of it. The next one's The Starter Wife. This is a thriller by Nina Lauren. I got this, I don't even know where I got. I'm literally losing my piles. This video is one of the most chaotic videos I have ever made. I apologize if you're new to my channel. Welcome. I have lots of chaos on my channel. But we're just gonna go with it. There's books now everywhere. My whole video is like a hot mess. I don't know what this is about. I'm gonna grade it. I think I got it maybe at a garage sale. The next one is Midsummer's Mayhem. This is another middle grade. I got it at my local bookstore. They're having a great sale. I'm just not interested in that. Same with The Keepers of Lost Cities, another middle grade series. Just I never started, so I don't think I'm gonna get to it anytime soon. Is that all of them? Okay, I actually think that is all the books. That is all the books that I have that need to be unhauled. This was absolutely insane. I have books everywhere. I'm going to count these books. Let me know if there's any books you think I absolutely need to keep, that you think that I am making a really big mistake. But honestly, this felt really good, and I'm really proud of the way my bookshelves are looking right now. I'm still working on them, even since we moved rooms and where my books are. Once everything is up and solidified, I am going to do a shelf tour, so stay tuned for that. So if you want to do this crazy and chaotic journey with me, please make sure you press the subscribe button. If you haven't been friended on any of my social media platforms, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, I do have my own Patreon. All the information linked down below. Stay kind, loves. I'll see you next time. Bye.